Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Biologycolony. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss tadpole larva of Herdmania. If you haven't watched the previous videos, do check out the link given below on the right top corner. So tadpole larva is the larva of Herdmania that appears to be similar as the larva of the frog. Therefore the name tadpole larva. It develops completely after about 10 to 12 hours of fertilization. As fertilization occurs in water, that is, external fertilization is found in Herdmania. The larva is transparent, minute, and highly motile. Entire body is covered by a thin tunic or test secreted by ectoderm. It shows two distinct regions. First is the short oval and anterior trunk or head. Second one is the long posterior tail. As you can see in this diagram, this region is the trunk region and this is the tail. Now trunk region contains various structures like adhesive papillae that are 3 in number. It has mouth, pharynx, sensory vesicle, otosys. These are the sense organs. In the at the ventral side, it has mantle layer and heart, intestine, some mesenchyme cells that are the muscle cells. Then atrium is the cavity. Then stomach. It also has notochord and a dorsal nerve cord. Nerve cord gives rise to various nerves that are going into the tail region. Now this is the picture of the sensory vesicle in which it contains cerebral cone, that is the mass of cells present uh, at front. Then it has visceral ganglion that is present at the back. Then posterior dorsal ocelus, these are the photoreceptor cells. And anteroventral ocelus, this is also the eye-like structure. Otocyst, it is for maintaining the balance, and this is the sensory vesicle. Now let's talk about head or trunk. It is about 0.3 mm long and cylindrical. It has adhesive papillae as we discussed on anterior side of the trunk. These are 3 in number, 2 dorsolateral, that is on the both sides, and 1 ventromedian at the middle. It is made up of secretory ectodermal cells. It serves for attachment to substratum during the retrogressive metamorphosis. Sensory vesicle or brain in dorsal part of the trunk is present and it is oval and hollow. It contains larval sensory organs, that is two ocelli or eyes, that is present on one at the dorsal side, one at the ventral side. So these are the photoreceptors, they sense light. Then single otocyst or otolith is present. It is used in maintaining the equilibrium or balance of the body. Next structure is cerebral cone. Cerebral cone is found in front of the sensory vesicle. It is the conical solid mass of nerve cells. Then at behind the vesicle is present visceral ganglion. It is thick solid mass of nerve cells. Now nerve cord is present dorsally and tubular in structure. It extends up to the tip of the tail. Alimentary canal is found in it and the mouth leads to the rudimentary alimentary canal, that is the underdeveloped alimentary canal. It consists of a narrow branchial siphon, a large pharynx, a short narrow esophagus, a swollen stomach, and a slender intestine along with the small rectum. Anus is present which opens into the atrium cavity, and it also has pharynx that is well developed and it has endostyle, and initially one pair of large gill slits is present which splits to form 6 stigmata on either side. So total 12 stigmata are found. Then atrium. It surrounds the pharynx laterally and dorsally and leads to the outside by the atrial aperture. Then it has heart which is present below posterior end of the pharynx. It is surrounded by pericardium layer. It has mesenchyme cells that are scattered all over the body. These mesenchyme cells are the cells that are originated from the mesoderm layer. Now let's talk about tail. It is the sole uh, locomotory organ and it is very powerful and transparent. It is about 0.9 millimeter long. It is laterally compressed and pointed terminally and has vertical tail fin formed by the test layer. Now notochord is present in the tail region, which is the axial skeletal rod restricted to tail. It is formed by a single row of vacuolated cells or notochord cells. Tail ganglia is present from which fine nerves arise. So these are the nerves that are going into the tail regions between the muscle bands. So muscle bands are very strong and show superficial segmentation like vertebrate myotomes. Now let's talk about the process of metamorphosis. Herdmania has retrogressive metamorphosis type, and it involves transformation of an active free-swimming larva with advanced characters such as axial notochord, dorsal neural tube, and special sense organs into the inert, sedentary, and simple adult with only a pharynx with stigmata and endostyle. So the adult Herdmania is less developed and basically it is degenerate. So this type of metamorphosis that shows retrogression or degeneration from larva to adult is called the retrogressive metamorphosis. While in progressive metamorphosis, less developed larva changes into the more advanced adult. Now let's talk about the changes that are involved in the retrogressive metamorphosis. That is the changes that are going to disappear. That is the tail shortens and finally disappears in adult Herdmania. Caudal muscles, nerve cord and notochord breaks down and are consumed by the phagocytes. As we know that notochord is absent in these structures are absent in the adult Herdmania. Then adhesive papillae disappear completely. After the attachment to the substratum, the papillae have no function. The foot is developed eventually. Larval sense organs and sensory cycle break down and disappear. Mouth shifts by 90 degrees, therefore the final positions of branchial and atrial aperture in the adult represents the original anterior, that is the mouth and adhesive papillae region, and dorsal side, that is the atriopore region of the larva. So as we are aware that the branchial siphon is and the atrial aperture, they are situated as such that they do not represent the larval structures at all. They are completely changed. Now let's talk about some progressive changes. These are the advanced changes that are adapted by the adult. Tail is lost, therefore trunk becomes pear-shaped and four ectodermal ampullae grow out of its four corners and they anchor the metamorphosing tadpole to substratum. So it is basically involved in the attachment. Then adult neural gland or nerve ganglion come to lie mid-dorsally between mouth and atriopore. Larval trunk ganglion persists as visceral nerve. So some various nerves are developed. With absorption of its test covering, mouth becomes functional and feeding begins by incoming ciliary water current. So some test covering is also absorbed so that the space is created for the mouth and the feeding eventually begins with the entry of the water current. Pharynx greatly enlarges and develops blood vessels and stigmata multiply rapidly forming branchial sac. As we know that the adult Herdmania has numerous number of stigmata as compared to the larval form. Next would be stomach enlarges, intestine elongates and gets curved and liver develops. Atrial cavity becomes more extensive, circulatory system with heart and pericardium develops, gonads and gonoducts appear from larval mesodermal cells, test or tunic spreads to cover entire animal and becomes thick, tough and vascular and attaches the animal by forming a foot if necessary. So these are the features that are found in the adult Herdmania that are basically the progressive changes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel Biology Colony and do check out the playlist Herdmania. Bye.